Okay, there's something about dreams. Dreams can be passed on or dreams can be snuffed. Well, I've met a young teenager. Yes, he's a father, a grandfather, but he had a dream. And he had a daughter and a son. So what I'm going to do, so that I don't start the firework of glory, glamour, I'm going to have him introduce himself, give a history of why we're here, and then we'll go from there. You're on. What's your name?
My name is Niki Mwanza Ikunga.
And where are we?
We are in a place called Ngini.
In what town?
Central.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather Kipui County.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you have kids.
Yes, I've got kids. I've got 3 daughters. So I beg your pardon, 4 daughters and 1 son.
Okay, and their names? Mm-hmm.
I've got Professor Sheila Ikunga. I've got Faiza. I've got Angela. And my last born called Shanana, the baby face. And I've got a son by the name of Sean Ikunga. And 2 lovely granddaughters, Yasmin and Abigail.
Well. With that old truck full of joy,
Yes.
how do you celebrate them?
These are all gifts from God, I should say that. We are one happy family. They don't get me as their father, they get me as their guardian, a friend. We are everything. They regard them as my daughters, my sisters, my mothers, every name it. And the book continues.
And where did you get such value, since you're a typical Mukamba, that you can actually call your kids friends?
I think it depends on the background of my father. My father was my late father, who passed on in 1995. He was a judge in Kipui County. He had
What's his name?
His name was Ikunga Mukula, Joseph Ikunga Mukula. He was a magistrate, or rather a judge during the colonial time. We used to call them African courts. So those times they were not called, they never used to be called judges or much. They were called presidents of the court. Not the Supreme Court, but that time they were called the presidents of the court.
Okay, continue.
He is a guy with a dream and a very generous guy, because next to where we are built, there's a secondary school and a primary school. He donated that piece of land, which is about, to me, is about 8 acres, or 8 to 10 acres. He donated that piece of land for the locals here, at least, because somebody who wanted a vision of the area to at least to be developed academically. We didn't want to have a village full of illiterate people.
Okay, and what's the name of the school?
Ngeni Primary School, but I'm sure soon to be called Ikunga Secondary School and Ikunga Primary School.
And how many students attend the school? If you can get estimate.
Honestly, I can't really. The primary part of it is from standard 1 up to standard 8, but then in between, because of the new curriculum, there is a breakage. They are calling it junior secondary, whatever that is. I don't know anything about that. So I would say each class is got about, so you can multiply 8 times, each class has got about 50 to 60 students. So that one is, I don't know. But the secondary, what I know is the secondary has got about roughly about 200 kids also. Because from 1 up from 4.
So, for all practical purpose, your father's legacy will continue from the 1st to the 5th generation.
Correct, yes.
Thank God for people like that. I'm assuming that the passion, therefore, you have developed to pass this on has continued. Can you tell us how you have done that?
It's there, like Well, it's quite interesting because I think it's in our blood. Because Sheila is my firstborn. Professor Sheila is my firstborn. She's got quite a few people she sponsors. She's educating them in the village. And I've also got some whom I sponsor with the little money that I get. These people we're talking about, some of them have gone up to university. And they are grateful that there are people who can help them. Basically, what we don't want, or rather, our passion or our dream is, we don't want anybody who's coming to Kitui or from whichever place is told, oh, you want a house girl or house boy, go to Ngini. You'll be able to get one because people are literate there. So we would like to emulate everybody to be the same level. Instead of saying, no, I'm the boss, I'm Professor Sheila Ikunga, daughter of Nikki Ikunga, this and this, we are A, B, C, D. No. We want us to be same level in the village.
So pretty much what you have done is you have taken a sledgehammer to the gate that says limitation.
Right.
And you have said you're welcome to go past this gate because the sky is the limit.
The sky is the limit because now from there now, we were thinking of starting home for the aged, the old guys and little babies. But then time will tell, you know, because we'll be happy to see us bringing happiness to somebody else.
Somebody who are at the almost the age of the prime.
We're talking about, to me, somebody whose age is anybody who is above, for women of course, because of melodies, anybody who is above 60 years needs to be helped. That's somebody who can accommodate. And the other thing is 60, then now anybody else who is also somebody who has also been 60 years, okay? And for men, 69, 70, these are guys who can work and earn a living. So if we make a place for them to know at least they can be able to, they know this is a person who can be able to venture for himself because this person can't work. We just bring them to a place, make sure they've got something to eat, and they're there when they are happy. If they are going to learn, of course, she's the medical part of it. We can be able to sponsor them, get good doctors, and apart from the doctors, we are thinking of starting something. We were thinking of starting something like a library, okay, whereby we can bring the locals here who don't know how to read and write, and that's with the help of my cousin or Sheila Zango, the former Chief Justice, who is willing to give us books. Because one thing is...
And what's the name of this former?
Sorry?
What's the name of this former Chief Justice?
Dr. or Professor Willie Ikunga,
okay,
the former Chief Justice of Kenya. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. This name keeps popping up. Sheila. Can you tell me something about Sheila?
Sheila is my firstborn. Her name is Sheila Kalunga Ikunga. Kalunga is my mother. She's named after my mother. That's why at times I call her my mom or I call her my daughter. So she carries two weapons. She's my mother and she's my daughter. And she's a go-getter person. Once she makes a move, she goes for it, go get it. And once she makes up her mind, she doesn't believe in postponing this. She said, no, I'll do it now. Whatever I'm supposed to do now, tomorrow, that thing I'm trying to postpone, I can be able to do something else. But for now, let me do this. Tomorrow, we'll be doing something else.
Interesting. So, something whispered to my ear, and I heard the whisper, Alpha.
Yes.
Who is whispering that to me?
It was in the internet, in the social media. This thing was launched on 3rd April. It's very very, very young. But the word has gone like wildfire because of the approach of the whole thing. This is somebody who is not selfish. She stays in London with her other sister, Angela, and she wants to bring back to the society what she has achieved from Europe. You know, which to me I think is a good thing. I've been working in Tanzania. I would have just maybe gotten lost in Tanzania, but East always told me is the best. That's why we put our heads together and say, okay, now let's make this to start with. It's a family thing, but a family which is including a lot of families, friends of Alpha, to put it that way. And I think we've got a long way to go. As long as you want to walk far, walk as a team. If you walk alone, like people say.
Okay. Now that you have made me have the ability to spell alpha, A-L, how do I spell it anyway?
A-L-P-A, alpha.
Okay.
Yeah.
So can you tell me what exactly alpha is about?
Alpha is a beginning of a long journey, which will include quite a few things. At the moment now, we've got places A and B where people are able to sleep. There are other units coming up. Latest by May, we'll have a gym, which is part of Alpha Fitness, which will involve people who will be doing yoga, Zumba, aerobics, and then the FWS. And also nutrition. It's something which is it's a combination of things, because you don't necessarily need to be physically sick. There are people who are walking sick, but if you come to Alpha, you'll be able to get something like stress management, which Alpha, that's the specialty of Professor Ikunga. And then we just, with God's help, we hope to go very far.
Can you tell us briefly Sheila's background, since she is being called a doctor? A doctor of what?
Sheila was born in 1980. We used to stay in Nairobi. She went to school in Muthaiga Primary School in Nairobi. And then I transferred her when she reached standard 4 to Embu Primary School, a school called the First Kenyan Academy, whereby she did her standard 8. She was admitted in a school in an area called the Manyata Secondary School, but due to the coldness of the place, she became asthmatic. And during the months of, which is winter in Kenya, months of June and July, from May until, her fingers were swollen, like you think they are sausages because of coldness. So now I had to transfer from the school in Embu, which is at the slopes of Mount Kenya, took her to Mulango Secondary School in Kitui, whereby she did fourth form, and then from there, I took her to KCIT, whereby she was doing she did some computers and nothing. So now she told me, Daddy, so I think apart from there, Mulango, I took her to Bishop Babs, and their school in Tanzania grew up from 5 and 6. The school in Tanzania, Arusha Town, Coronaro, St. Joseph's, Coronaro. Which was St. Joseph's, Coronaro, Bishop Bab. She finished up from 6 there. She did well. Then when she came back to Nairobi, we came back to Kenya, she thought she wanted to do journalism. And then she went to German. It's au pair. Au pair is a helper or a maid with some Germans there, whereby the Germans were veterinary doctors. So she was learning part of it. She was doing a journalism part of it. But then, due to circumstances, unavoidable circumstances, Sheila is one person who can't take, because Germans to be honest with you, some of them are real racists. So she couldn't stomach that. She would pass by some place, the kids were really looking at her. Is this a human being? They want to go around see whether this person being called a person is got a tail. So that's why I think she couldn't take stomach that. So she had to get away from Germany through Sweden. She went to Sweden. In Sweden, she met a lady, some kids I helped in 1994. Their father was in exile in Sweden. They were from Uganda. So they were the Anton Rubama, Matita Rubama, and Bosco Rubama. Anton, as we are talking now, is a computer engineer teaching at Umeå University. And then there is Matilda is a nurse someplace in Sweden. She's a nurse in some place in Sweden. And then now there's Bosco. There's Bosco who is a chef, same in Sweden. It's Matilda who played the part of a mother. She just took Sheila and they crossed the border because Sheila left everything in Germany. She didn't go with her luggage. So those people, they thought she would still come back. So Sheila maneuvered, she went to UK, and that's why now there was a U-turn in her life. But Sheila never used to like sciences in school. She was not the best in sciences. So when she got to UK, the developed country, they discovered her talent. So now she changed from arts to what? To sciences. She did what we call OT, occupational therapy. And that was the beginning of her career, which she pursued it up to the level from there she did a master's, same line. From master's now she did now she's a professor. She also teaches some universities there, and she's running a bit of clinics here and there.
So what area of expertise is she in?
Do you call it a new surgeon or new what?
Neuroscientist.
Yeah, neuroscientist, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's that passion, experience, work, difficulties that allowed her to develop the alpha concept.
Yes, because like in the alpha apartment there, or at the Serene place, there's a spiral which is going round. That is Sheila's life. And life is like a spiral. You start from down, you go up, circles, up and down. Like we say, life is a spiral, so it's a circle. So you start from down, you go up. Life is not as smooth as people may think. So that symbolizes Sheila's life. She started from nothing, so she went round, up now. She got to the top of the building.
And she's not done yet.
And she's got a long way to go.
And she's determined to get there.
She's determined to get there, and she's not alone. She's bringing a lot of people on board, including a good friend by the name of Patrick Mutua, who is now my firstborn now.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen. And seems like Kenya can't contain this dream. So what's the next step that is supposed to be happening very soon?
Yeah, we got that problem in Kenya. They don't. Kenyans will never help you unless there's something they're getting from you. So we met a good friend who is willing to help or become part of the family now, the Alpha family. So there's a dream which may come true, or rather which is more or less true. There's another beginning in TZ Zanzibar. Professor Sheila and our brother Patrick Mutua Mwindi, they're trying to give it a shot. You know, you never give up unless you have tried something. If it fails, you say, after all, I've tried. So I never succeeded, but I've tried. And then now you can look for something else. Like they say in Swahili, magic imwagika, so you keep on moving, do something else.
And What is the most grateful, generous comment that you can make about life, about your kids, about how they are able to pull others into your life, that you can actually call them my kids, my family, my friends?
My kids are people with big hearts and people who are willing to bring the rest of the people, the villagers, whoever comes on their way on board. They are not selfish at all. Where they can be able to help, they help. Where they can't help, they just say, okay, I've tried it, but let's keep the ball rolling, and then, yeah.
Well, there you have it, and mind you, this is just a fraction of the chapter 1. Until you actually respond and say, Omega, we aren't done yet.
Yes.
So, Patrick Mwindi reporting from the Alpha Serene apartment. And what was so amazing is that even the kitchen and chickens and the turkey were attentive and lined up and say, yes, 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 let's get it done. So here I am reporting from Kitui, Kenya, Africa, the most wonderful part of God Pharmacy, where your stress, where your nutritional needs, where your dreams need not be deterred, be limited, be bottled up. So please, show up. I'm waiting for you. Nick is waiting for you. Sheila has made it possible that if there's that part of your gray matter that needs even to have some therapeutic touch, she's ready for you. Professionally so, lovingly so, and she has a smile that says, son, I'm not competing with you, I'm just complimenting you. And she has picked a good spot in the hills, so when that smile radiates, it goes down, goes up, goes sideways. So imagine from London to Kitui to Zanzibar, and there's a possibility even Chad will have the touch of the Alpha touch, Alpha Serene apartment. But above all, we are not selling apartments. We are inviting the whole human to show up and say, I'm here and I'm present. Well, reporting again from Kitui, Patrick Mwindi saying goodbye. You're blessed, you're loved. Show up and we'll embrace and say true. Alpha is yet to go a long way. The Omega can wait because we want to enjoy life. Goodbye, be blessed, bye-bye.